Hello, everybody. I'm Romy, and this is Mark.
Hi.
We are Romy's Rock Stars leaders, and you guys are all rock stars. We're super, super excited to have you with us. We have a really cool presentation tonight with Bailey and Matt. Do you do Matt or Matthew?
Either way.
Matt. Okay. Matt. So we actually got a chance to swing through their area last fall and got to meet them and their team and just got together and have fun with them. And it was
in their cornfield.
Yeah, it was awesome. They hosted us right in their yard, and so it was a lot of fun to meet everybody there. And so one of the reasons that I wanted them to share with us tonight is Bailey's personality is completely different than my personality. So we learned colors when LaTaryn and I did the emotional certification course right before convention. And so it talked about, like, the blues are the warm and fuzzies and the reds are straight line and let's get the job done and all of that. And so I self-diagnosed Bailey, so I'm pretty sure she's a red and I'm a blue. And so, but I love the way that Bailey is very organized and very on track with things. And so I think that there's room for all of us to learn, have a little bit of a taste of everything. I'm trying to find the right words for that. And so I wanted Bailey and Matt to be able to share kind of what they do. They actually have a specific topic that they've been teaching on, and so I thought that it would be really good for you guys to hear. And I just wanted you guys to be able to see a couple other leaders on the team that they are growing and they're successful and they're awesome. They have children, so they have very, very busy lives. And so I just think that it's going to be super beneficial for you guys to get to know them. And so we're going to be able to learn from them as well, me as well. So as I said, I'm not red. I'm red a little bit. I'm a little bit red. When things don't go the way that I'm expecting them to go, then it's like, okay.
Like when your limo is stuck. And
that way, yeah. I have certain things. The limo was not happening the way that I wanted when we picked them up, and it was like, here comes the red. It was like, oh, this is not good. I have something different planned. So with that.
Wait, I want to say something.
Okay. Sorry.
So for those of you that don't know, Bailey and Matt walked the carpet as diamonds this year at convention, but just before convention, they hit blue diamond. So they are our newest blue diamonds. So they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So.
And last year they made diamond right before convention, so they weren't able to walk. So it's very exciting what's happening for them and with their team. So that's what we got, and you guys are on.
All right. I'm not sure if. Oh, can you see? Yeah. Can you see our screen?
Yes.
Okay.
We see the whole. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
That's why he's here. Okay, so we are Matt and Bailey King, like Romy said, and we're from Cedar Falls, Iowa. And this is our little crew. Kinley is 5, Lakin is 3, Miles is 2, and Case is 3 months. So we have obviously our hands full, as we are often told, but we obviously wouldn't change it for the world. And we're excited to share with you tonight kind of how we have gone taken the approach of developing new leaders and had a really, really successful, results from this. So we presented this in August at the Wellness Summit here in the Midwest. And so we're going to go through this again because we received a lot of good feedback, and I know a lot of you aren't Midwest. So hopefully this is helpful, but please jump in with questions. We had a ton of questions as we presented, so don't be afraid to unmute yourself or jump on chat if there's things that you want to know. Because like Romy said, I am very much red according to her. I've never done the colors, but very planned out and meticulous in kind of how we do this. And so if something doesn't make sense or I'm going too fast, please jump in. All righty. So start out with this question. When Jane reaches out to you about building a doTERRA business, do you A, freeze with fear, not knowing where to begin? B, begin spewing every bit of knowledge you have at her? Freeze, then spew? Or D, you're not sure, you're patiently waiting for your first builder? I think most people fall into one of these categories, because so often when somebody says, hey, I want to do this as a business, we just don't have a clue where to begin. And so we either just kind of freeze and don't know where to start, or we just start telling them 100 million things that they don't really even need to know and overwhelm them. And so we're going to kind of walk through how we've broken this down. He was all into presenting with me, and now tonight he's like half comatose on me. So the idea of this is that you've got to keep it simple. And so we, oh gosh, probably up until 5 months ago, had no simple system of starting new builders. And we were all over the place, and I had sticky notes here and there about who knew what and what I wanted to cover next and all sorts of craziness. And so we kind of put it into more of a systematic way and have had really good luck with it. The first gal that I was actually able to walk through this system with hit gold in
6 months.
5 months. 5 months. And so I think because we started so systematically with her, she just felt very much like she understood it and can run, which a lot of people don't get that feeling. So the secret to getting ahead is getting started. The secret to getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks and then starting on the first one. And so let's break this down and how this works. So to create massive action is to ignite a spark. And so I've read a lot about one of the biggest keys to a successful doTERRA leader is having immediate and large success. And so somebody that has a big amount of classes and success to start is more likely to be successful and stay with the business compared to somebody who does one class every 8 weeks, because they're not getting that momentum and they're not getting that immediate gratification of those bigger fast start checks, etc. So we've broken this down into 6 steps for new builders. So number 1 is obviously to have a business overview. There's tons of different tools out there. There's Edge Success, Share Success, Live Naturally, that all have business overview forms. And so what I do is I sit down when somebody tells me they have an interest in building, and I'm going to go through that business overview. And that business overview is going to tell them 5 ways they can earn income with doTERRA. And it's typically going to also tell them average incomes, average timelines, and what it takes to get there. So I've really been loving the livenaturallytools.com one, because it has a really good section on the bottom that says, hey, you want to earn, an extra $300 a month. That's great. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to be 5 to 10 hours a week. You want to earn an extra 30 grand a month. It's going to be more full-time, 20 to 40 hours a week. And so it really breaks that down to be more realistic for people. So then after the business overview, I'm closing that with, what do you want from a doTERRA business? What are your goals? What are your dreams? How much time are you realistically going to commit? Because that is also a huge piece that's going to help me know where to place them. It's also going to help me not to give them the unicorns and rainbows membership overview of, this is going to be great, you're going to be diamond in 6 months. Like, no, like, this is work. It's not hard. It's simple, but this is work. And so I actually can have that conversation at the business overview too, just to really keep it realistic for them.
I'd also say here too, this can maybe weed out some people that say they really want to build, but they don't know what that means. So when she goes through this process, they're like, okay, well, I don't know that I really want to build a business. I definitely want to share the oils. So it's great for us to know that up front instead of trying to push this person into what they thought they wanted, but it's not really what they want.
Right, because as you keep going, you're going to see you're really committed to a lot of time with them. And so if they are committed to building, I am now giving back a lot of my time. And so I need to know kind of up front, like Matt said, that they're ready. So step 2, this is a big one. Schedule 4 classes with the upline mentor. So if I'm doing the business overview, I'm going to be scheduling these classes with them. And all 4 classes need to be within 10 days of the first class. And this doesn't have to be somebody brand new. This can also be somebody that's kind of restarting their business. And excuse me, the reason we do this is because you have 14 days to place people. And so you want the people from the first class to be able to place with the people from the 4th class. So if they're all enrolled within those 10 days, you're able to place everybody from class 1 under a rock star builder from class 4, if that's where she emerges from. And so you want to have just that full spectrum of time and options to figure out your placements. Class 1 and 2 are going to be taught by me while they introduce me, maybe give a few oil stories for themselves, help answer questions, pass oils, etc. Kind of more like an assistant type thing. Class 3, we're going to co-teach. So I'm going to ask them, what half of this class are you able and ready to teach? And so there's lots of YouTube videos. I've typed up a class script. There's lots of different resources that are out there that they can study. This is as much of a situation of watching as it is also putting in the work of studying and learning. So, and then class 4, they're going to teach. I'm going to be there to step in if there's questions they don't know or just support kind of as needed.
I also had to, class 3 is co-taught. That's not just saying Bailey going, okay, now you're going to teach something. What do you want to teach? You know, we're presenting this to them up front too. So they understand, okay, the first 2 I need to watch and learn and figure out what I can do. This 3rd one, I'm going to have to step in and help. So it's not just, hey, guess what? It's 3rd class. Now you're going to help me. It's, here's the steps we're going to go through. So when we get there, you're prepared.
And I think, I am very, very planned out, but I think that so many people would watch me teach every class they ever had if I didn't lay this out of, you can do this. I'm going to be there. This is going to be fine. So for me, this has worked well because it's just the expectation. And, you know, if they bombed 3 minutes in and I can see panic, I'm going to step in, but then I'm going to try and weave them back into teaching by the end, you know. So it's not all on their own, but I think there has to be some accountability there too. Okay, step 3 is making their 100 names list. So they're going to go through and they're going to fill in 100 people they know, and they're going to text me or email me a picture of this completed. I will be the first to admit I literally did not finish this list until I was at least a diamond, and it wasn't a great way to do my business. Things would have been so much easier had I started with a game plan. So this is a really critical piece. I would guess probably upwards of 75% of the people on this call probably have never completed this list. So this is a big step. And if they get stuck, I'm going to throw ideas at them. Your kids' coaches, your old neighbors, high school friends, college friends, your dentist. I mean, just so many ideas that people don't think of. So I'll help them with that if they need it, but this is really up to them to get it done. And then we're going to go through the fact that personal invitations are huge. And so we have a 4 or 5 week phone call kind of mentorship set up with them. And the first week we're going over how to invite somebody, because that's the first thing they're going to do, and they need to learn to do it well, or they're going to waste half of their list with a really crappy invitation. And so I think the next one talks about inviting, doesn't it?
I don't remember.
There we go. So personal is best. So phone calls is option 1. Texting is option 2. Then you get into like Facebook messages and emails, and the non-option is making a Facebook event and adding friends to it. That is not an invitation by any means. And so we kind of go through that. Talk about giving samples if possible, so they have some sort of oil experience. And then kind of the 4 steps that we use or kind of go through for inviting is urgency. So you're not there to have an hour conversation. People are busy. So I know you are busy, something like that, to let them know this is quick, but I have a really important piece of information I want to talk to you about. Getting a commitment. So the 4 classes that we've scheduled, you have 2 ways you can do it. You can either offer them the first 3 classes as dates and ask them which one they're going to commit to, or you can give them just the first date. And if they say, oh, shoot, my son has a soccer game, no problem. That's not an issue. I actually have a class on Tuesday as well, and you can go to the next one. I never, ever, ever let them offer the 4th class because I want that to be the backup class of my kid got sick, I ran behind, it's snowing, it's raining, I didn't feel well, etc. I always want that last backup class to be there as an option to still get them. Because if people really invite well and get through their 100 names list, they will very likely never need to host again because they've reached out to most of their contacts. And so from there, they're going to schedule classes from classes, which we're going to talk about. And they'll be able to kind of hit the rest of their people with one-on-ones or inviting them to maybe other people's classes, etc. So getting the commitment to one of those classes and then making it personal. So you're not just calling to sell somebody something. You're calling because we know we have something great that can help people in their health. And how can you relate it to the person you're calling? So if you're calling great Aunt Mary who has, trying to think compliantly, occasional joint discomfort, then you're going to say, like, I know you have occasional joint discomfort, except I'm not going to say that on the phone. I'm going to use words because nobody can record it. And I have something that I think you'd really love. Are you open to learning about a natural form of healthcare? Have you ever tried essential oils? Kind of getting those questions and relating it to how you can help them. And then obviously ending with permission-based questions. Would it be okay if I dropped off a sample? Would it be okay if I added you to the Facebook event? Would it be okay if I emailed you the information, etc.? And so those are kind of the 4 areas I really want people to hit when they're learning to invite. Nothing? Just laughing at me. So some of those questions that are really great, and these are stolen, borrowed from, I think it's Edge Success, and this is Edge Bootcamp that most of these are from. So I'm just curious, are you open to natural ways of caring for your health? I'm just curious, what do you know about essential oils? Would it be okay if I sent you a sample? Would it be okay if I invited you to an upcoming class? Would it be okay, or would you be willing to tell me some of the issues your family's most open to having help with essential oils for? Things like that. So those permission-based questions really make people feel like they're not having something crammed down their throat and that you're really there because you care about them. Step 4, after you've invited about 2 weeks out, now you're going to remind or contact everybody 1 week out. So on whatever form you're using, whether it's a legal pad or something from a company, you're going to keep track of what date they're attending so that you know who to remind the day of the class. So if you gave them the dates and they didn't pick one yet, you can call them real quick or text them. I'm so excited about my class next week. I wanted to see which date you're planning to attend so I can have materials ready or so I can have a gift ready, something to get them committed and excited. If you already know what date they're choosing, you could also go into more, I'm so excited you're coming to class next Tuesday. You're going to love getting to try these oils, or something that kind of gives them more of a clue of why they should be excited to come. Step 5 is the day of reminder. This is a huge one. I read some crazy statistic not too long ago. Upwards of like 75% of people don't really commit and decide what they're doing until the day of the event. And so that day of reminder is huge. So it's a just to let you know text is what we call it. So just want to let you know that if you bring tonight, you'll get a free oil sample. It's going to be a fun class. Can't wait to see you. Or I just want to let you know tonight you can park in the driveway. Or I just want to let you know tonight, I just want to let you know that tonight you can park in the driveway and I have amazing lemon cookies ready. I mean, just something simple that reminds them, gets it back in the front of their brain that this is what they're doing tonight and there's value in them coming. Step 6, this is a big one for getting momentum going with a new builder. So booking classes from classes. This is just absolutely critical to maintain momentum and make sure that their business doesn't end after 4 classes. And so there's lots of ways to make sure this happens. Utilizing drawing forms, that's a big one. We give extra entries to anybody that chooses that they're interested or that, yes, they want to book a class. So I don't hand a bag around for entries. They hand their entries to me. And if it says maybe or yes for hosting their own class, then I'm giving them another entry. That's awesome. Mary's interested in having a class. Here's an extra entry form. So now it's getting excitement for other people to want to do the same. I also will do a hostess gift. So I really, really love filling the keychains from doTERRA with the top 8 oils and letting them take it that night, because everybody's so excited about the oils and now they have to come and wait for their order to show up. But if they can take those 8 that night and all they have to do is host a class, lots of people jump on it. We had 4 new guests at a class last night and 3 of them booked. And the one that didn't was very upset and sad because she's traveling and she couldn't figure out a date. Otherwise, I'm feeling she would have. So that's a great thing. I also always mention before I hand out the drawing forms, that lots of people like to host the class because they want to hear this information again. And I usually get them nodding with, how many of you have loved what you've heard but didn't retain half of it? Oh yeah, me. Okay, so hosting a class is a great way to hear it again. And once you have your oils, you'll understand it even more. So now I've just put in their head that they're getting oils and an easy reason to host again. And I say it's as simple as friends and ice water. And I'll make a joke. If you're worried about cleaning your house, like, let's meet at Panera or whatnot. It doesn't have to be, some big worry about their house, because some people are like that. They literally will not host because they don't want to clean. So if that's the issue, give them the ideas of different ways around it. And then I'm also going to advertise the hostess program. And so for us, we base it on the number of guests that are there, because that now gets the host invested in how many people are there. I go with the theory that if you can get them in the room, I will get them enrolled. But if you don't get them there, I have no chance. And so I give the keychain for every single hostess. And then if they have 3 to 7 guests, they choose another gift. An example is how I kind of work it on the right. You can choose any of those. For 8 to 10, they choose 2. 11, they choose 3. 1 new class booked, or each class, they get an additional gift. And then we just started doing the 600 and 1,000 PV kind of bonus. So it's a really great class. They can be rewarded even further. And so this has worked really well for me. And this is going to be sent to the hostess right after she books her class at my class, so that she knows, okay, I'm really pushing for 11 guests because I want 3 or 4 of those gifts. And then they're going to walk away with a boatload of gifts that night. And none of them cost more, oh gosh, I don't know, average of probably 15, maybe less dollars. But this is something that you don't have to follow this. You can make it your own. So if you're not at the point where these gifts are doable for you, then do something that's more cost effective. Do a spa kit where you've made bath salts with oils. That's super cheap. And you can add like a linen spray, something that you can make that's very cost effective if this isn't where you're at. And so there's lots of different options you can do. Really, you can go anywhere you want with this, and you can always upgrade if you feel like you want to put more money back into your business. Yes, I can share the hostess program. You make a note of that so I don't forget. After we've kind of launched them with the 4 weeks, then we're going to talk to them about what it looks like to run a business after that. And so daily activities, obviously, personal development, so reading, listening, watching something. Who can you invite? Who can you follow up with? What users or builders can you support? Weekly, they need to be doing a mentor call and teaching 1 to 3 classes if they're really wanting the momentum of this business. And then monthly, attending our live, attending our live monthly meeting. And then obviously being consistent is another big piece of it. We also talk a decent amount about being the energy you want to attract. And I'm not like a big, chakras, let's sing Kumbaya and hold hands, not so much my thing, but I absolutely believe and know and have seen that attitude and energy can totally affect the number of hosts you get, the number of new builders you get. I mean, so many different aspects. If you're having fun and you're upbeat and this is truly enjoyable for you, people want to come alongside you and be a part of it. So that's all we got. Questions on anything? Am I done sharing now? Can we go back so I can see everybody? Thanks, love.
That was fantastic. That was so good. Are you sure you don't have more to say? Because I could just sit and listen to you all night.
What are we going to teach on next? I have that in the actual like one-page document. Oh God, what'd you do?
I'm doing
Why'd they go away?
reviewing Kathleen's screen.
Oh, why am I viewing Kathleen's screen? Oh, I think Kathleen chose for us to share her screen.
Yeah. Can you stop sharing, Kathleen, please?
Oh.
Kenzie, can you fix that, or does she have to?
Did you ask me?
No.
No, Kenzie.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how to do all that. There we go.
At least it was a blank screen and not something else.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh yeah, let me share. Yeah, I can load that last slide of the weekly, monthly data. That is from Live Naturally Tools. I asked permission, but yeah, I will post that for you. Any other questions?
You can unmute yourself.
Are you doing personal mentoring with all of these besides, I mean, how long are you, those your frontline leaders? Are they your downline? Are you taprooting?
Yeah,
How
so
far down are you doing in that?
yeah, so if they are my personal enrollment and they're frontline, so like we just in the last 6 months added our Blue and Presidential legs, and so obviously I'm doing mentoring with them because there's nobody between me and them, and so typically I do weekly for the first 5 weeks, and then it goes more to kind of like bi-weekly, text me each day with your questions, like random, you know. If it's somebody that I've enrolled and now I've placed under one of my leaders, I typically try to have that leader come with me to what I call their launch meeting, where we set up their 4 classes, etc. So they're meeting, they're having that relationship, and then they are able to take over the phone calls if I'm gone or busy. And they're able, I usually suggest that people start a 3-way Facebook message. So if I enroll Shelly and she's gonna go on Jamie's team, I'll say, hey Shelly, if you have questions, just shoot Jamie and I a message together, and whoever can get to it first will get it answered. And then that keeps us all on the same page and allows us all to kind of be in conversation and to help her. So then I kind of try to hand it off when leaders are ready, and kind of as my schedule dictates. If I'm starting a ton of new leaders at the same time, then I have less time, you know, for those mentoring calls. Sometimes I will do those mentoring calls together as well. So I've got 3 or 4 builders late spring that all started at the same time, and so we did weekly calls with all of them together. So I don't have a set. That is like one of my biggest goals, is to get more of a set mentoring schedule and kind of plan in place, but kind of floundered in that area probably the most.
You got that 5-week new builder training.
Yeah.
That we're doing for the entire team right now too. We just started last week, so it's just a weekly call for an hour. And they have a bunch of things they go over each week, and we just review how they did and what questions they have.
Is that your whole team or your leaders?
So that is what I do with each leader, but I am doing it for our whole team one time right now, so they can see how I lead through that. Because this is something new in the last 4 or 5 months, and so many of those leaders never had that, and so they asked me if I would do it so that they could see how I kind of went through it, and then everybody will be able to lead their own new enrolled builders through that. And that's just simple things like watch a video on doing a membership overview, and watch a video on placements and things that we would all kill for in the beginning to have any clue about, because so many of us just dug and scraped through Google for things as it came up. And so it's kind of a systematic way to give them, if they're wanting it, all the information, so they're kind of just more foundationally set.
Awesome. I like it that it is so laid out like that, and it's, I don't know, when we start, a lot of us want to have somebody say, do this and this and this and this.
Right.
And we do. I lived on Google when I started, like,
God, I spent hours every night watching stuff. So, yeah. And I mean, it's probably not for everybody. I'm sure people are like, whoa, you and your checklist, like, back off, lady. But that's, I think, how most people are going to be successful, is to have more of that core knowledge to start. So,
well, and it is the basics of building a business. I mean, that is, you can put your own spice in there, but that is the basic action steps.
right, exactly.
So,
Exactly.
anybody else have any questions?
Entire group tonight.
Yes.
This is Homer.
Hi, Homer.
Hi. My question is for Matt. And I'm always interested in what the role of the guy is, because my wife and I are a team, so I'm always interested in how you divide up the teamwork and the work between the two of you. So that's kind of my question.
I'm laughing because we get asked this a lot. So I'm not laughing at you, I promise.
Yeah. So Bailey does all the teaching.
Teaching and talking.
She loves to talk, if you haven't noticed. So she's good at that. She does all that. She does all the mentoring for the new people, but then once our leaders get going, I also have mentor calls with them. I do a lot of the back office, so I'll look at numbers and analyze where they're at, how close they are on each leg to gold, whatever it may be. And I send out emails probably every day. So I developed a spreadsheet to track sponsor time remaining. So I have our entire team, and each day I go in and add new people that were added to our team. And then I have that broke down by each of our leaders. So I can send that out so they know, okay, I have 20 people that can place people, and how many days left for each one of those.
Because there's nothing that drives me baddier than somebody missing a placement. And so he has it, and it counts down every day, and they turn red when they're down to 1 day to move. And so, yeah, that's been huge, a huge lifesaver for me.
So yeah, just a lot of back office stuff.
Yeah. Whose enrollment, is it, and who is, like 50 PD short of paying silver, and, just random watching numbers, really.
Used to help a lot with placements, but I think a lot of our leaders have been able to gain that knowledge, so they know how to do that now probably better than I do in some areas. So
we used to balance it off everything for him.
That's great. Thank you.
Anybody else?
So what's your goal?
My goal?
Yep.
That's a good question, because our goal was Blue Diamond by August 31st. So we're still kind of taking that in and
we're kind of going around presidential in 18 months. We'll see. I hate to put it out there because I'm a little competitive. So.
Very cool. Anybody else? All right, Kenzie, I think you're up.
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why Romy lets me do the fun stuff, but she does. So we decided, or Romy decided, and I get to announce that every week on the Sizzle, we will be doing a giveaway for those who jump on live. So just another incentive to be here and get more product to you guys. So tonight, the winner is Maggie B.
Oh, dang it.
So Maggie B, you're the winner. I'm not sure who you are, Maggie B. I'm not sure what your last name is.
It's Blackham.
Blackham. I always say it wrong. Yay, Maggie!
So Maggie, will you please send Romy or I a message
Yes, a secret
to
message.
secure that, and I'll get it in the mail.
Sounds good.
And just so you guys know, I have a box of goodies sitting here. I won't tell you how many boxes of goodies I have of things to give away for the team. So I'm excited to do this every week.
What did she win?
On guard.
Oh, and On Guard. Did I not say that?
No.
Right?
I
I'm always
didn't
like,
read the Facebook post.
No, but I actually need On Guard. I just realized today that I'm like 3 drops away from my end of my bottle, so that's perfect.
Sweet.
awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, so we actually will be hitting the road the middle part of October again. And so we have gathered, we had a ton of oil with us when we were on the road last year because I just didn't want to run out of anything. And so we actually have, we gathered a bunch of product and gave to Kenzie. So she has, because Mark is the control person and I'm the giving person. So he kind of keeps the reins in. So
That's why I asked. I want to know how much it was costing me tonight. She doesn't care.
I don't care.
Maggie was so worth it.
I would totally give away the farm and be totally happy. So Kenzie does have a boatload of product, and we are coming up with different ways and different ideas to be able to give to you guys, to honor you guys, all of that stuff. So you never know what's going to come up next and what excuse we're going to have to be able to give product away.
Just to make it clear, I don't mind giving away the farm, but I don't like it when she does it all in one shot.
And leaves you in the tent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the more you give, if you empty it out, then more comes back. I totally believe that. So it works for me, and it makes me happy. So that's all that matters.
And I like you happy.
That's right. So,
Well,
okay.
just so everyone knows, I did call and up my house insurance, so. I'm getting safe too, so who knows?
Good to know. If your house burns down, we're covered.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I don't know if you noticed, but next, Kenzie actually did our Sizzles, scheduled them out for the next 4 weeks. So all of October, you will be able to see what is coming up for you guys. And so next week, we ended up having to switch because of some scheduling. So next week will be Joni Schmigdahl. And you guys are going to be totally blessed by that. We have some really cool stuff coming up. I don't know if you guys feel this, like I feel it, and a lot of the leaders that we've been talking to, but the energy level has just skyrocketed. And so I really believe that the next 6 months, but really the next 3 months are going to be very, very pivotal in the shift of your team if you're building a business. It's always a good idea to take advantage of the momentum that comes off of convention. And so there's certain things that I think are important to pay attention to. And one of them is consistency. And so I have problems with consistency as well. So, I'm not just preaching, I'm sharing. Consistency is really good. So get yourself scheduled. Really do this on purpose. Doing this on purpose is what's going to get you to where you need to be. And we talked a little bit on the Leader Circle Mastermind today. Belief really trumps anything else that you're doing. If you're doing everything that Bailey and Matt are talking about, and you have this level of unbelief, you really are going to feel like you're spinning your wheels. So you need to have some good melding in there with the personal development and the belief and the action and all of that, and really declare where you want to be. So set those goals and set them high. And so you can set like a really big goal and then just go backwards a little bit and set something that's going to be a little bit more reasonable for a minute, so it doesn't feel like it's so overwhelming. So you'll be able to get there. So we're gonna have that caravan of limos next year. I'm telling you what, I believe. So Bailey and Matt, you can be in that limo with us again. Totally, you can.
Sounds good.
We're in.
Yeah, let's go.
Without a baby this time.
So I'm actually making I'm making pictures of limos for people that are declaring diamond and above, with the name and the date for you to be able to be in the limo next year. So just so you know how that works, in order to walk for convention, you will need to make diamond or above, whatever rank you're going to go for. Don't limit yourself. Has to be done the first time by June, because you'll have to do it twice. So as you're looking at those ranks and really trying to figure out how you want to do this, just keep that in mind. Is that wrong, Bailey?
Isn't it January to July?
You have to hit it twice between January and July.
Right. Okay.
So you have to at least hit it by June and
Yeah.
then again in July
Right.
to be able to walk.
Yeah.
But you have from January until the end of July.
Yeah. I'm just talking June for if you think that you're going to go that far. If you're going to go before June, by all means, do that. That would be fantastic. You just have to do it those 2 times in there. So if it's something that you're interested in, you want a picture of the limo with your name and your rank on there to be able to put on your vision board or whatever, email me what your rank is, your rank goal, and your date. So I just want to make this very clear. It's not that I think that the other ranks are not significant, because I believe that they're all significant. Every single one of them. But this is just for this part of it is just for the gala, for the walking, the recognition, and all of that. But one of the things that I think is really important in this is to remember that as your leader is expressing their interest and their goal and declaration to be diamond or above, that means you're coming along. So just make sure that you know without a shadow of a doubt that you play a very, very important role in the goals and everything that your leader is doing. And so if you want to go diamond with your leader, by all means, go diamond with your leader. If that's not something that you're interested in right now, that's okay too. So this is your journey and you get to choose how you want to do it. I just encourage you that if you're choosing in for something like that, please contact your leader and say, I want to do something. I want to go big. I'm going to do this and I need some help. So you can get some direction and you don't feel like you're living on Google until you reach your rank. Does that make sense? I don't like it when everybody's muted because I feel like I'm talking to myself.
I kind of jump in real quick. Kai asked, what are a few of my class topics? I literally teach 99.9% intro classes. So the same intro class over and over and over with the class handout from Live Naturally Tools. And so it's what is an essential oil, the 3 ways to use it, the top 10 oils to use, a huge section on LLV and PB Assist, which I hit probably for a quarter of my class, and then kits, and then the enrollment form comes with it. So that is literally like all I continue to teach because I do a few online continuing ed classes on like weight loss or back to school, like maybe less than 5 a year. Because so many people, I mean, what they say at leadership, 66% of the U.S. doesn't even know about essential oils yet. So really, it's the intro class that everybody still needs.
And it makes it simple. It takes the guesswork out of what you're going to do, I think.
Yeah, and that handout, not that you have to use it, but that has 4 blank oil bottles in the handout. And so if you want to target babies, you can have them fill in the name of 4 oils and you can talk on those. Or if you want to target pets, you can put in the name of 4 Oils for Pets there. So it's kind of versatile that way too. Awesome.
So how many classes do you teach now?
I taught, it's livenaturallytools.com. I taught in, what month we were in? August?
Mm-hmm.
In August, we hit Blue Diamond, and I taught 28 classes, I think, with a 2-month-old on my hip, because that was my goal. So it's usually not quite that crazy. It's usually more like
3 to 4 a week.
yeah, maybe like 3 a week. But I mean, like everybody knows in this business, like we sacrifice now for a couple of years to have Matt leave his job in the next year or two and have a whole new level of, you know, freedom. So it's good that he's on board with leaving his job, because then he's like, you go, honey, I got this.
And Matt and Bailey don't live in a very big town either.
30,000.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark, but that's a big town.
I knew when he said that, I'm thinking, ooh, somebody's not going to agree with that.
Well, it's not very big when you've got, how big is your team just in your town though? You've got leaders right in your town.
Yeah, 5 out of 6 of our front line are within 20 minutes of us.
And you're still able to teach 3 to 4 classes a week. So
Yeah.
it's 30,000 people is not an excuse to not have classes or not have enough people. If you live in a town of 100,000 people, you have no excuse.
So Bailey, do you do you book those classes from classes, or are you constantly, making your 100 list?
When we were pushing for Blue, I actually blocked off a lot of my schedule, trying not to book classes from classes or pushing it off to other team members to teach, because I did go back to people that I still need to reach out to, because then it gave me the freedom to place them wherever I needed, right? Because they're not connected to anybody. And so if I can get a new class with somebody that's not enrolled and she can bring all of her contacts, I can take that whole group and stick it right where I need volume. But in general, I'm maybe reaching out to 5 people a month that are completely on my 100 list, cold contact type of thing. But majority are booking classes from classes. And it takes the pressure off me.
Yeah. I think what you said, Bailey, about keeping in mind that it's hard work for 2 or 3 years, really hard work, really pushing to get where you want to be. And then, then it's not quite, you're always going to be working to some degree, because you want the people that are on your team and the people that you care about to be able to have the same kind of freedom. However, it's not the same kind of push. And I think sometimes when people look at it, it's like, oh my gosh, look at how hard everybody's working. I don't want to work that hard. And how long do you have to do that? And it seems when Natalie told me that if you work 3 to 5 years, you're going to make a good income. Well, to me, 3 to 5 years seem like a lifetime, but it's not. And so working really hard for that short period of time, and because 2 to 3 years, it really is a short period of time, especially when you look at, like, you guys are young. You're young and you have a young family. Look at what's coming for you in the years to come. You have the total freedom to do what you want with your family. And to me, it's totally worth.
Well, we talk a lot too with our team, because most of our team comes from college career backgrounds. And so if you had taken those 4 years, or you will take 4 years now to invest and learn and grow like you did for 4 years of college, you could easily come out with easily 10,000 a month income, you know, instead of being stuck in a job where you're getting a 3% maybe raise per year. I mean, it's really limitless. So 4 years is not long. If you think back to college days, those you were in college, 4 years went fast, but you know, you got to be able to have that long-term vision for sure.
Yeah. And your kids will have both parents with them as they grow up. That's pretty cool.
Like it or not.
Yeah. It's happening more and more on the team where, I mean, the kids get to have both parents.
Or one even, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just thankful to have one that can stay home too. So.
Exactly. So, all right. We are right on the hour. So thank you guys. I really, really appreciate you joining us. That was fantastic. Kenzie will.
These files, you just want them loaded in Romy's Rockstar, those 2 files?
Sure, that'd be great.
Or is that like random if they weren't on here and then they see them?
Well, then it'll cause curiosity.
Boom, I'm in.
And Kenzie will post the recording in Rockstars.
Okay.
So that'll be, and then you guys just share and tag your team, because I think this is a really valuable tool, really, really valuable to have as you're going forward. So really, really appreciate you guys. Like I said, I could listen to you all night long. It was awesome.
Thank you, Matt and Bailey. It was really great to see you guys at convention, and you never know, we might show up in your cornfield again.
Hey, they just got learned it today. Come on over.
Got to get there before the snow, though.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Have a good night, you guys.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks, everybody.